Whoa. How'd you do that?
It's the minerals. Check this out.
Awesome!
I first watched this movie when I watched it with my family. I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of the movie. It was a Disney Pixar movie, after all. I have high expectations for them. But when the movie was done, something irked me, like something was bothering me. It was then that I realized the main characters of this movie can be replaced with an African-American guy and an Asian-American girl, and it'll be the same damn story. Okay. To not be a negative Larry or something, in the second half of this video, I'll also be explaining the good things about this movie. But for now, we will be talking about how Elemental has a story within a story.
You're so hot.
Excuse me?
No, I mean like you're smoking. No, I didn't mean it like that.
Are you done yet?
Yes, please.
Before I start the video, just subscribe, man, like and comment as well if you find it engaging, so it will be picked up by the YouTube algorithm and be recommended to more people. As a small channel, it would be a big help. But anyways, let's go back to how Elemental shows a story within a story.
Hi, Disney Movie Insiders. I'm Mamadou Ache.
I am Leah Lewis.
I'm Wendy McClendon Covey.
I'm Catherine O'Hara from Disney and Pixar's Elemental.
And we are going to give you the scoop. Game on!
As I said in the intro, the main characters Wade and Ember are played by Mamadou Athie and Leah Lewis respectively. If you haven't recognized them already, Mamadou and Ember are African American and Asian American respectively. The story revolves around, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the movie, how Ember's parents face naturalization and xenophobia in a new world and how Ember needs to act as a first-generation immigrant.
This shop is dream of our family. Someday it'll all be yours.
Sounds familiar? That is basically what many people from Asian countries need to face when they first go to America. Many people from Japan, China, and the Philippines face massive xenophobia when they immigrated to the United States, and what they went through was horrible. Back to the movie though, that was what Bernie and Cinder Lumen, Ember's parents, experienced when they first got to Element City. Although not as severe as what the real world entails, they got shunned from many places before they could find where they could live.
So you've never left Firetown?
Sorry, buddy. Elements don't mix.
Hey!
Plus, my dad would boil you alive.
Why does anyone get to tell you what you can do in your life?
They did face a lot more hardships other than that, but again, I am not saying that Elementals is an objectively bad movie. They did a lot in the world building, graphics department, voice acting, and writing to well make up for it. What I'm saying is, good characters are considered good if the main characters cannot be changed with a blob monster and the story will still make sense. Okay, maybe not blob monsters per se, but all of the characters of this movie can be changed with an African American person and an Asian American person, and the story will still make sense. That's lazy character building. The toys from Toy Story or the character in WALL-E cannot be changed with humans or glob monsters because who they are essential for world building. If the toys in Toy Story 3 are substituted with glob monsters, they wouldn't have the subplot of Andy not wanting to play with his toys anymore as he gets older.
Mom, I'm not leaving till Friday. What are you gonna do with these old toys?
And for WALL-E, if WALL-E and Eve are changed into humans, they would be in the spaceship with the other human. Or the subplot about Eve being reset wouldn't happen. The whole point of the movie is an inanimate object falling in love. If they were not a toy and a robot respectively, the movie wouldn't move onwards. For Elemental, I watched the whole movie and thought, if Ember and Wade's story is substituted with a story about a first-generation Asian immigrant that doesn't want to disappoint their parents while also having a relationship with a person of another race, it would have been the same story. That's why a lot of people on Twitter are complaining about the low opening week numbers for this movie. They complained about how this is a good movie about a story that has been told numerous times. Just another rom-com about two people falling in love that should not be possible. Okay, time to stop being negative for a sec and be objective. Again, if you watch this movie with your cousins, family, friends, or significant other, this is going to be an amazing movie, and I mean it. The downfall of this movie is that this movie has a story that is told numerous times, but if you are a sucker for those movies, the movie and visuals are out of this world, literally, even though it is not as thorough as I like it to be. I mean, we only focus on the fire and water elements. We've maybe gotten a glimpse of the cloud element when they played airball in the Cyclone Stadium, and their culture, but nothing more. In a world where the world building in Zootopia managed to show the politics, pop culture, and environment fully on display, I couldn't see why the Elemental team would struggle in that department. But again, they also need to cram in the rom-com element of this movie, which I really want to talk about. The rom-com element is a welcome element to this movie, but at the same time, very rushed. Either make a compelling longer movie or cut some stuff out. I think I'd rather have them cut down the rom-com stuff to build more on the generational family aspect and the world building. It's a family movie after all. Focus on how Bernie was able to stand up even though he was shunned in their homeland and family. How he was able to rise up even though the environment in Element City isn't forgiving towards them. Cut down the romance and put it in the sequel like how they did it in Zootopia. If they are going to the Judy X Nick route, of course. Jokes aside, focus on how the Earth and Cloud people live their lives other than just Claude being Claude.
Anyway, June Bloom is coming and you just got to be my date. 'Cause check it out.
Yeah, tell me more about how a flower growing from their armpit means that they are all grown up, etc., etc. Or how the Cloud people eat. There are a lot of interesting concepts that can be delved into. But yeah, back to the positive side. I really like, even though the story has been told 1,000 times, how it mirrors how many first-generation immigrants feel. The pressure of growing up in another world, but at the same time not being accepted by the new world. Feeling unwelcome by the people and the environment. That is something that I, the writer, can relate to a lot, being a second-generation immigrant. They also do a lot of interesting and amazing concepts with air, water, and fire mixing, like how Ember needed Gale's air to see the Vivisteria flower, and how Ember and Wade danced underneath the bridge when they first touched. Those are the interactions that I need more of, knowing that the director of the movie, Peter Sohn, is literally a first-generation Korean immigrant himself. He understood what it feels like to be Ember.
Hey Canada, I'm Peter Sohn, director of Disney and Pixar's Elemental. Get to know the characters in our new movie.
Not only that, Sohn's parents literally opened a bustling grocery store in the Bronx in the early 72nd. To quote him directly, my parents emigrated from Korea in the early 1970s and built a bustling grocery store in the Bronx. We were among many families who ventured to a new land with hopes and dreams, all of us mixing into one big salad bowl of cultures, languages, and beautiful little neighborhoods. That's what led me to Elemental. In the end, what do I think about this movie? It's a great movie. If you watch it, you will enjoy it. The main story is about the romance, comedy, action, and family are top tier. I mean, it's Disney Pixar after all. You'd expect that level of quality. Just don't expect anything more than that. If you keep your expectations at ground level, this movie is gonna be groundbreaking. That is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Expect more from this channel coming forward as I'm uploading a fun fact video about Elemental. I'll try to link it in the end if I remember it, but yeah, just keep an eye on it and I'll see you later.